calm house. The old days, the old way of doing this, where I would just quietly shift into a mode of reflecting on everything that was simmering in that pot on the back burner of the subconscious, the highs and lows, the untold secret messages that were linking and freeing themselves from one another in the warmth of an unobserved womb. None of it mattered, in that none of it was being whispered into a wider world, or not so that I could tell anyway. There was a fearless energy to it, a bravery of mind and mouth and fingertips. And here, these days, there are eyes and ears to attend to, minds and hearts, hearts and minds. So when I ask myself what it is that I need, I'm trying to ask the larger question of what it is that we all need. What is in service to my sense, my body, my being? Can that be made to help you settle the daily accounts with your sense, body, being, whatever other part you claim that feels in arrears? If we can give gifts to one another, it might free up our hands to receive the gifts that might come out of the ether and into our own. This feels like much of the purpose of life, the giving and receiving of the knowledge, the hospitality, the gifts that each of us generate with no real plan or thought about it. And the quiet desire to let go of what feels precious, to release it into this public trust and walk out on the paper-thin ice to see it off, is a form of magic. It is a believing. I am going to be taking a trip in a few months, and I am imagining how I, a person with anxieties and smallness, and a gift of slightness or invisibility, or access to liminal spaces, even when I stand directly before you, will manage the swirl ahead. I'm feeling buzzy and glowing and hopeful. I am envisioning traipsing through Kew Gardens. I am daydreaming about strolling through Mayfair, visiting Harrods. I see in front of me the possibility of power, strength, confidence pulsing through my veins as I take on this grand adventure. But, as you might guess, and as you might feel yourself, when faced with the truth that you are willingly throwing yourself headlong into a world suddenly exponentially bigger and stranger than your provincial existence, I have my doubts. It reminds me of sitting in Florence, my arms clutching the arms of a chair inside Feltrinelli's, a chain bookstore. My bravery had gotten me over the ocean. It had gotten me onto the Frecciarossa from Rome, a train that gently ferried me up. It had gotten me into the villa and out for dinner alone with the most exquisite meal I had little comprehension of how to order. It had taken me into the gardens in the cool of the day to see the gray part as the sun rose, and the cool dew woke up every part of myself. But somewhere in the Piazza Repubblica, over toast, it abandoned me. I was having a panic attack. I was alone. I didn't speak the language. This place reminded me of bookstores back home, at least in some ways. This was a touchstone, where books were, even if I couldn't read them. Nothing could be all bad. I felt dizzy. I felt like I was insane for being anywhere other than my own bed. So I were made of candy floss, and I was running through rain and flame for kicks. I wanted to go home. I wanted to flick a button and be in familiar country. What if I was truly in physical danger? What if I was having a heart attack? It felt existentially critical that I stay in that seat and appear to all the world as some disinterested customer, glancing through paragraphs that just swam, blurs in my eyes. Is this what I have to look forward to on this trip that theoretically seems full of blissful purpose? A trip to a country I have longed to set foot on, a city I've written stories about, part of the world that has genetic and emotional connections for me. Am I going to find myself trapped in my hotel room while London glitters around me, held in a state of petrifaction for the sheer fact that I have dared to tempt fate? Am I going to regret the expense and the trial and fail yet again on an international scale? I hope not. But so much has changed in the intervening years. We have grown up, built the bravery up too. So many obstacles faced. So many voyages made and safely returned from. We have exercised now. We have the magical elixir of regularly sipped water. We have taken up responsibilities. We have faced down real pain. We've asked for help and received it. We've decided on some medicine, perhaps, at least in my case. I want to remind us both of how far we've come, no matter what hangs overhead. More than anything, I don't fear the fear as much. I don't refuse it. I don't pretend it away. I know it will curl its hand around my hand as the plane lifts off, claw into my palm at any significant bump along the way. I know it will goggle at the size of Heathrow, at the pound sign, at the accents, at the surge of humanity, who all know where they're going, and where to find their creature comforts on this island. I know that as I make my way across the countryside, it will whisper over and over again, "Go back, go back, go back." But now I have my own whisper, sharpened with practice and she travels along with me too. She is full of calm and truth. More than that, she is full of power and self-awareness and curiosity, and she will respond softly, firmly, as many times as is needed. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Thank you for listening. This has been A Story Whispered. I will catch you next week.